welcome to Normalising Life, episode 14. Me and Adam here talking shit again. How are we this week?
14 episodes of us talking shit.
Yeah. Well, we must be doing something right if we're doing it this long. I haven't given up yet.
No, we've had some positive feedback as well, getting some good guests on. We've got a really cool guest coming on next week as well. So I'm enjoying it, mate. I'm enjoying just kind of like deloading my brain from the week and all the kind of shit that's happened, and we can just talk.
Yeah, absolutely. Because of lockdown as well, because we're in here and I'm talking to one person all day, and it's nice coming on here and feeling like I'm talking to people.
Yeah, no, that's it, isn't it? Even though we are talking to one person, it's like talking to an open audience.
Yeah, I mean, you've been flat out in the clubhouse. Like that's what my goal this week. I need to get stuck into that because I've been putting myself off because I don't know what it is about it. Like, turn off this podcast. I know people are listening to this, and I talk to you on it, but I'm only talking to you really now. See, as soon as I see those people below me listening to me, I'm like, my hands start clamming up, my teeth start shattering. Like it's
it is the first couple of times you talk on there, it's nervous, but now I'm hosting a room daily that's just getting about 50 to 70 people viewing it.
That's mad. So cool. Like,
but the idea of that, it's like marketing gold, mate. It's like 50 to, well, say there's about 30 to 40 new people in there that I've never talked to before every single day that are my ideal client. So from a marketing point of view, it is pure genius, it's pure gold. So I'm spending so much time on there because I'm getting so much out of it, and it's really, really good that I'm getting so much out of it, and I'm being able to see kind of people coming into the old sales funnel and whatnot.
See, now I've started to see a bit of traction where I'm seeing people on my own Instagram post about Clubhouse. Like we've been on it for what, a month now, would it be?
Yeah.
And now people are starting to hear about it, and I can see it really lifting off. Like I do. But at the same time, I do think there's a lot of people that talk shit on it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of people that walk the walk but don't talk the talk.
Yeah, there's a lot of people like
talk, don't walk the walk.
Yeah, I'll help you build a 6-figure business, and like editing themselves on a Forbes cover or something like that. There's a lot of
same guys that say they can get you a 6-pack in 4 weeks.
Yeah, no, it's crazy, but it is, if you use it right and you make the right contacts, you've got a good positive message, and you keep using that. I think it's really, really positive, and it's me and the guys at the A Game have been really smashing it, like 3 to 4 hours a day on there at the minute. And realistically, because we're still building the business, as soon as we've built the back end stuff, like I've just finished a website off this weekend, we need to sort out some automation stuff for his current clients, and then as soon as we get all that sorted, I'm going to be like maybe 6 to 8 hours a day just jumping in different rooms and stuff, just because the marketing power of it's so good, and they're getting your reach out there so good. So especially while it's new and it's not even open to the public yet until I think it's the 5th of March. It's like, it's not even on Android yet, even it's on the iPhone. So
that's good. That shows how forward thinking the iPhone users are and Android users are shite.
But yeah, Joe Rogan were on there the other day. I listened to Joe Rogan live.
I seen that. A few people posted about it. And
he broke Clubhouse. There were 8,000 people in one room, and I mean 8,000 is note for kind of the size of what his podcast is, but he broke Clubhouse, and the actual CEO and co-founder of Clubhouse are in the room with him as well.
Fuck.
So it were good. And that's where I heard about the Logan Paul thing that we're going to talk about later.
Oh, in the same room?
No, it was a different room, but Logan was on Clubhouse when he were talking about it. That's how I heard about it.
Well, we'll go straight into the news then. The news this week, because you just mentioned that anyway, so we'll just go into it.
Yeah. So for people that are out there that don't know, like, cryptocurrency is obviously taking over the world a little bit at the minute. Like Tesla have just bought £1.5 billion or $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. And there's these things called NFT, which is non-fungible tokens. So imagine like a Pokemon card. It's like a digital version of that. So some of the possibilities with these things are absolutely insane, but Logan Paul has been touching on some of the crypto stuff, and he's actually releasing, like, I don't know if you'll have seen, like, he's doing the Pokemon box opening thing. Like, he's bought these $200,000 boxes. I think it's like 300,000, some of them.
Oh,
like,
mate, it's more than that, I think. Some of them are millions.
The actual booster boxes of the original packs. And he's bought 6 of them, and he's going to open them live on one of his live streams in a couple of weeks. And like, if you bought, I think it's like, if you bought a pack from one of the boxes, it costs 1 Ethereum to buy it, and then you get you also get a Logan Paul NFT. So this non-fungible trading card thing of Logan Paul, which is basically like a digital Pokemon card, which people are presuming are going to increase in value like what cryptocurrency is and like how good that's going to be. So it's a bit weird, but it's like basically like a digital trading card style thing. But a lot of possibilities with it are like endless. So like say if you played Fortnite, you might buy like Fortnite coins instead of it being like a Fortnite coin now where you lose as soon as you go away from that game, you lose your character or you lose your weapon or whatever it is. Instead, you can potentially take it out of the game. You can transfer things out of the game because of these fungible tokens. And it potentially opens up a lot of opportunities in like cross-game weapons or customization in gaming and stuff as well. And
my mind's a bit blown here.
Yeah, I know, mate. I mean, if your mind's blown, I don't want to talk about it too much, but what the world of it at the minute is really, really fucking crazy. And I can't believe that, like, imagine like basically Cristiano Ronaldo going something like, hey, I've got 5 cards, these NFT cards, virtual cards. I've only got 5 of them in the world. How much money do you want to pay for them? And that's the kind of thing that...
All I seen, I briefly Googled it whenever you said about it, and I looked at it, and all I seen is he made 3 million in 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely
a fucking ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah,
and I just can't get over people are buying a fucking card that's not even in your hand. It's a card that's on the screen behind it in the ether somewhere, and it's not even physical. Yeah. It's baffling me. Like, and you can spend money on this rather than just getting a Tesla or get a fucking Lamborghini. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. Well, I saw some actually that were very, very interesting about Tesla. It was like, if you'd have bought the Model X or something when it was first released, it'd have cost you £72,000. If you'd have invested £72,000 in Tesla at that time, you'd be a millionaire.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean,
it's fucking crazy. The world of what's going on at the minute is absolutely insane.
Elon Musk is an alien, straight up alien. That's what I was going to mention.
I love him.
Mate, I'm obsessed with him as well. Like, as soon as he dropped that podcast, he dropped a podcast with Joe Rogan this week or last week it was, and I was straight on it. I couldn't wait to listen to it. I was in work just listening to it, and it blew my mind. I had about fucking 700 brain orgasms. Honestly, I didn't know what was going on. Talking about his Mars project, his fucking Tesla project. Like, I'm just thinking, I want to buy and he could sell me a fucking pair of socks that have a gravitational pull. Apparently, he could just say this, and I'd buy it straight away. I trust him. I would trust him with anything.
It was the last podcast I did with Joe Rogan where we were talking about the brain implant, the Neuralink. Mental. Yeah, that's it.
Did you see the videos of him? It's been in a pig. He's done tests in a pig, but did you see the footage of it?
I didn't see it.
Absolutely mind blowing. Like, it's actually pretty big too. It's about 2 inches. Like, it looks pretty big. Big chunk of your head. It needs to be chopped off before you put it in. Yeah. But that Neuralink's mad. So basically,
you must be all right getting one.
Oh yeah, like a wee coin worth. No, savage.
No, yeah.
No, but that Neuralink, apparently, like, if you have no power in your legs, you'll be able to put this Neuralink in, and you'll be able to move your legs. It'll give you the power to be able, the brain receptors, to be able to move your legs. And he has another concept of, like, so. I don't know if you've ever listened to him in a podcast or anything, but when he speaks, it looks like his brain's going so fast where he can't construct a sentence for normal people to understand. So he stutters a lot, and like he struggles to get things across in layman's terms so people understand. So another reason he created this Neuralink is so he can telepathically talk to people and explain everything he wants to explain to the person without actually saying anything. Like, how is this man even on this earth? He's definitely an alien. But
as soon as the Tesla stock went up, he's literally the richest man on the planet now, isn't he?
Yeah, and I quite rightly so. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Like, fuck Jeff Bezos. He's not really bringing anything. Well, he is actually. Like, he's pretty smart too, but not as good as Elon Musk. But he landed on Mars. The whole Mars landing thing has got everyone talking about Elon Musk and SpaceX and shit like that there. But it wasn't actually. I think it was NASA that first landed on Mars. I'm pretty sure the first footage and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But he was talking about the Mars landing, right? I don't know if you're into space and shit, but I think it's quite interesting.
I love it.
So Mars is actually frozen. So you just look at Mars, you see it's red. That's actually oxidization. So rust, say, that's why it's orange. But really, it's a load of ice around this planet, and all it needs to do is be warmed up, and then it'll be like Earth. It'll have oceans, it'll have rivers, it'll have land, the same as Earth does. So Elon Musk, he wants to have civilization on Mars. So Joe Rogan asked him, so how are you going to warm up the planet? How can you just warm up a planet to make it like your Earth? And he's like, oh, we'll just make a sun. And he was like, what? You just make a sun? He's like, yeah. So we'll just take the poles and we'll create our own suns via probably nuclear power at each pole. So small atomic bombs every maybe hour or so that will blow up the poles and make the Earth warmer gradually, and it'll regulate the temperature of the Earth by these two nuclear fucking power plants at either pole. What?
Yeah, because I know
but
that
the way he's explaining it, as if it's like easy.
Yeah,
like,
I know that there's the thing in like, because obviously we can now search other solar system. Well, say search, we can look at very specific, small amounts through a telescope at other suns and other stars.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking for, there's only so many planets. I mean, this is off a documentary I watched a while back, but there's so many planets that are in this, what they call Goldilocks zone, which is like, it's not too warm, it's not too cold, it's just right kind of thing. And if you've got a planet that's the right size, that's got the right kind of minerals and stuff on there, and it's within this Goldilocks zone, it is technically habitable to have life. Whether there's intelligent life or not is a completely different story, but that's a major concept, because obviously the sun is constantly getting warmer, like it is. And so eventually that Goldilocks zone, it's going to be like billions of years, millions of years, but it will get further and further, won't it? So eventually Mars probably would.
Well, Mars is going to be, he says in 2 years' time, there will be civilization on Mars. Like, he says that, like, fact. He is quite confident there's going to be civilized. He says actually after maybe 5 years, there's going to be intergalactical travel where you can go to Mars and you can go to other planets. There'll be not just be Mars, there'll be other planets you can go to on like space travel. It's fucking mad. And then
I don't know.
What did you say? When he says it, I trust him. Everything he says is true. He's a genius.
He is. He is
But and I didn't know. Do you know he was doing the promotion for SpaceX? Or not? Was it Tesla? SpaceX. But whenever you send like the Mars rover or a spaceship that you want to in the future have a satellite, so he wanted a satellite around Mars. So he shot up. You're supposed to throw a test up. So usually it's like a concrete block or something, the same mass as a satellite, but obviously not the same value, because you don't want to fucking scrap a satellite because it'll cost millions and millions. So someone said to him, like, why don't you throw your Tesla up? And he was like, oh, right, good idea. And he just took his Tesla out of his garage, stuck it on the fucking spaceship, like his own Tesla, and then he shot that up into space. And then I don't know if you've seen the footage of the Tesla in space. Did you? There's actually a Tesla orbiting around Mars. You can see the footage online.
I'm gonna look it up.
If you can edit this video, edit the YouTube, we'll pop up a picture of the Tesla on the thing. It's fucking Tesla in space. Just, it'll come up first one. Google images.
Oh, fucking ads.
Yeah, so he stuck his own Tesla. He had one in the garage. He just stuck it on the spaceship and threw it in the fucking Mars. And now it's over in Mars with it. It's got a fucking camera on it. You can see the Tesla and then Mars in the background.
What is this? The red? No, this one.
If you just type in Tesla space.
I typed in Tesla.
Yeah,
space.
It does look fake, but it's true. It looks
I'll
fake,
pop it up on the screen. I mean, I'm not saying that this isn't fake, but these pictures maybe. Like,
there's a few that are fake. He said, like, because Joe Rogan put them up as well, and he says there's some fake, there's some true, but it's definitely in there because he's put it up. Yeah. And he's got.
Hold on. While we're doing the Zoom, I'll just bang one up here. Can you see?
Yeah. So see, if you look below that one, the one below that one.
That one.
Yeah, that is it. That is the actual one.
Okay.
There's not actually a person in the car either.
It's
just the Stig in the middle.
Yeah, the Stig. We really found out who it is. It's Elon Musk.
But made the podcast. You need to get on that. And then I don't know if you've heard of, is it Starlink? I want to say Starlink, but it's basically the Wi-Fi that's going to pretty much take over the world. So new Wi-Fi is going to be available. So places who are like, say, in the middle of nowhere, you live in the north, it's basically forest up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
we
say
get further up, but yeah.
Well, a bit further up, we say a place with like loads of forests or like a hill range where you can't get Wi-Fi. So this Starlink and satellite has give the availability to have concentrated Wi-Fi in one spot. So it's not very good for rural like cities and stuff where it's like, think of it as a torch, shine it down in an area. So if you shine it down in an area of like rural, it'll be really good. Like you're talking like 200 megabytes per second, like top end. And then 5G is better for cities and stuff. But he's done this as well now, so he can just beam of light of Wi-Fi to any position. So if you're, I think it's dear at the minute though. I think it's like 99 a month or something. But if you think about it, if you're in these, you need Wi-Fi, and you would probably pay 99 quid a month for it. But he's just thought of everything. I don't know how time management is just ridiculous. Like SpaceX, Tesla, Neuralink, everything. And he said he sleeps 6 hours a day or something. He's just non-stop.
I don't know. It's fucking crazy. And like you say, he's so believable. I believe everything that he's got to say as well, which is crazy. I'm going to have a look into this, and I think we'll talk about it on one of the next episodes. But I saw something recently about, do you know I don't know if it's more like conspiracy theory about the richest people in the world meeting once a year for this meeting and deciding how the world is going to go on. Like deciding how the world is
like a summit.
Yeah, like a summit of the richest people in the world. There's a name for it, but I can't remember what it is. If anyone can remember and they want to comment it below, that'd be awesome. But
I think I listened to this,
but they were basically saying how no one will have any money and they will be happy is one of the points that they made. And now I'm seeing how cryptocurrency is becoming bigger and bigger, and it's looking like it's going to take over the space eventually. That potentially that's what they meant. Like no one is going to have any physical money because we're going to move towards this more of an online currency format. And
I don't know. I listened to a podcast about that recently about doing away with cash, and there was a reason why it hasn't happened so far. I can't remember the exact reason, but it might be something to do with traceability, because you can't trace cash as much, and like as admirable for a lot of people. Like
well, it's going to fuck up a lot of governments, isn't it? Probably getting backhand funding and whatnot.
Yeah,
and people actually being able to trace it. I think it'd be potentially a good thing. But yeah, I think there's a lot of other stuff, like the way that the blockchain of cryptocurrency is going to become useful is like the decentralized social media. So no way of like social media platforms being able to use your information. And potentially that could be a little bit of the future as what I've seen, and a decentralized internet. So a completely new internet that people will start adopting as well, which I find hard to believe. But apparently this is all things that could potentially be coming into the future, and I've thrown myself down wormholes of this space.
Yeah,
like
it's comparing it to the .com. What was it called? The .com bubble,
or .com boom or something like that.
Yeah, they're comparing it to that, but a lot of experts aren't saying it's not going to be as big as that. But
well, I've just got into it now. I just think that if it is going to be that, fuck it, then that's why I bought cryptocurrency and stuff.
Yeah, pretty much everyone I've listened to, experts say it's better to have Bitcoin to not have it at this. Even if you want the Chinese at the weekend and then you have a second thought, you're like, fuck, I don't want Chinese anymore, put the 14 quid into Bitcoin. That's what people are saying. It's better to have a little bit rather than nothing at this rate now.
I think one thing like that, because people were comparing it to gold, and gold in itself, the thought was a limited amount. But I think something like they found gold particles or gold blocks in space. So we actually know that it's okay when that's more accessible, and space mining is going to be a thing, that there's actually chances of us getting gold from other sources. But Bitcoin, because of that what is it, like, I can't remember the name of the guy who made it, like Yoki Yasumoto or something.
Well, it's not actually a person. It's not.
Nickname, they don't know if it's a person or whatever it is that.
So cool. Yeah. So this guy he owns like 100 coins, isn't it? He has 100 Bitcoins.
Yeah. If it is one person, no, he owns a lot. He owns a lot of them. If it is one person, he's richest man on the planet. But they don't know if it's one person or a company.
I thought he only had 100.
No, he owns a lot of it. I've heard that if he does exist as a single person, he's the richest man on the planet right now. And but the thing is the Bitcoin, I think there's something like 21 or 23 million coins, and that's it. Like that's it then. So it's like the value of them is only going up
because it's limited. Yeah, it can't create any more.
So it's like it is impossible to create anymore. So they say that the way that the mining's going, though, it's going to be like 2,144 before all the Bitcoins have been mined. And then by then, obviously, it's going to be like scarcity.
Yeah, where it's limited and people kill each other for it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all a bit fucking mad, mate, to say the least.
It's crazy. I fucking love it though. I love all this shit. Like just throw myself down these rabbit holes.
It just ends up wasting too much of my time in a way though. Like you send up going to the toilet here and work for just sit on my phone and just Google some stuff and then end up there for an hour. My boss is knocking the door and all. Get out of there.
No, well, it's like one of the big things that I always kind of work around is I constantly consume content. So it's like not in a sense of like I'm constantly looking at Instagram or whatnot. It's every opportunity they get that I'm not working. If I'm out on a walk, if I'm going on a run, if it's like I'm chilling out in the evening, I'm consuming some form of positive content that's going to either like help me grow intellectually or just to like benefit me, like whether it's stocks or investing tips and tricks videos, all this kind of stuff. And like every time I'm investing content, I ask myself, is this going to benefit me right now? And if sometimes it is like, I've had a fucking hard day, I just want to chill out and watch some shit on Netflix, then it will benefit me. So I'm happy to do that. But yeah, it's always that question. If you get that third episode in of something random on Netflix, is that really benefiting you that much?
Yeah, exactly. I do that as well. I get what you mean.
Yeah.
But in a way, it does help you forget about other shit that's going on.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean is like you'd say, is it going to benefit you? And sometimes watching the shit does, but do you need to watch 3 hours or 3 episodes of that shit? Is it like 1 or 2?
There's definitely a line, like, isn't there?
Yeah.
And usually whenever Netflix asks you, saying, do you want to continue watching? You should really think when you see that saying, I think it's probably time to stop.
Yeah.
Whenever the TV's telling you, I don't think you're watching this anymore, are you? It's probably time to stop.
I mean, I cancelled my Netflix. I've been that kind of good into it. I just didn't want to watch. I didn't want to obsess on that kind of content anymore, so I cancelled it.
It's got quite interesting. I've been watching documentaries as well. Like, I think if you're going to watch something, at least watch a documentary. Yeah,
I do it. Like say when I'm sat chilling with Alice, I won't watch it on my own. I'll watch it if we're sat like spending time together, which in then a sense is like, this is improving my relationship. This is valuable to me. So I'm not being arsey about watching stuff then. When I'm watching stuff myself, I'm like, can I really benefit from watching?
Yeah, I'd be the exact same to be fair. Since Hannah came back over here, I'd be watching a bit more Netflix. I don't really turn TV on actually until she came over, and then sort of time to spend time with her, watch TV because there's nothing else to do because we're in lockdown. So
right
here. Speaking of lockdown, we're UK. I've got a funny feeling the UK is going to recover far better than everywhere else because the amount of vaccines getting fucking flinged out, they're just jabbing everyone. Like,
yeah, my dad's had it now, which is good.
That's good.
So I can.
Tell me this. Is he getting any side effects or anything? Because I know I've heard stories about people like getting really weird side effects and fucking bad sleep and feeling really sick and shit.
Now, my dad's had he's had some mental health issues in the past and stuff with depression and whatnot, and maybe he's been a little bit more closer to the line with that kind of stuff. And whether that's just a lockdown in general, I don't know. Or whether that's actually a bit of a side effect from the vaccine, I'm not sure. But he won't mind me saying that because he loves the fact that I can help people with sharing stories and stuff. But yeah, no, I don't. Maybe just a little bit more touchy around the edges with some stuff like that, but not. I haven't seen any major benefits. But he's quite sedentary, so he's sat watching telly a lot. And as much as I tell him to get his ass up and go on some walks, he doesn't listen to that much.
But from the vaccine, like, he hasn't had any side effects or anything, no?
Nothing that he said anything
about. Not grew any extra fingers or.
No, he ain't got 2 hips now. He's got 2 hips now, and he ain't got 3 hips.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think it's going to recover a lot, but I think when the recovery comes out, I think a lot of people is going to. I don't know. I just think the economy is going to be absolutely fucking shit. Like, amount of people are going to lose their jobs here. I'm anticipating, because it's a well-known fact. Whenever everyone's getting furloughed, so the government's paying for companies to pay their employees, but whenever they go back to work, so bars, for example, the restaurants and bars are going to have to pay their employees, but they're going to realize that we can't pay these employees. We're going to have to make them redundant. And there's going to be a shitload of jobs being made redundant. Like, and it's going to have a massive. I hate not being positive, but I do think the worst is yet to come.
Yeah, and no, I think you're right.
This is my warning to everyone, is to prepare for anything you can. Really, just put money aside, because you'll fucking need it soon.
Yeah, buy Bitcoin.
And if you have money aside, get ready for the big property crash and buy everyone's houses when they can't afford their mortgages.
Yeah, no, I'd love to. I want to get I really want to get into property further down the line, but just let my investing kind of work nice and steadily into that. For
telling you, Christmas time. If you're investing, if you want to get into property, Christmas. That's my verdict. That's whenever everyone's going to go. Everyone's going Pete Tom, and that's the time to buy.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Well, there we go.
Moving on. Anyway, I don't even know the structure of our podcast anymore. We just
in the news. We cover the entire podcast now.
News into bitter pills.
Bitter pills to swallow. Yeah,
bitter pills. I've got a pencil in my hand. Oh, look at that. I know I actually still write in pencils because I need to rub out a lot because I spell it wrong.
Well, bitter pills go with it goes with our question, didn't we, that we got on
the question from
on the YouTube video.
My old friend Marcus Livingston, who I used to live with. Hopefully I'm allowed to say his name. Yeah, it should be fine.
Yeah.
But he asked, love to hear your thoughts on fasting, properly analysed, as most guys with their pseudo analogy vids and help in no way, shape or form. So I'm guessing he's been in like James Smith PT whenever he puts up video.
Yeah.
And he's just like, fucking fasting, load of shit. Fuck off. That's all he does.
No, I do, as you've probably guessed from the podcast, I do like my kind of analogies and ways of talking about things. That I always find that if you can understand, if you know something, you'll talk about it in quite a complex way. But if you understand something, you'll be able to explain it in like a layman's terms way.
Yeah, so that's true.
I think that it's like a way that people learn is I always use analogies for whatever I'm talking about, because people can take this concept that might be quite complicated, and then they can learn from it, because you might relate it to losing weight, for example. You might refer to like a car, putting petrol into a car, and like energy in versus energy out, and people tend to understand it a little bit better. But I get what he's saying, and like, let's do it. Let's just go deep into what some of the science. Have you ever done intermittent fasting, or have you done any fasting in a sense?
Well, I've skipped a few meals, to say the least, yes. But in my opinion, right, so intermittent fasting, for anyone who doesn't know, because there's probably some people who don't know, who's listening to the podcast, who don't know what intermittent fasting is. It's basically a period of time where you stop eating for greater health benefits. So, for example, you would skip breakfast and maybe lunch, so you don't eat from usually about 7 or 8 o'clock at night right through to maybe 12 o'clock like in the afternoon the next day. Yeah. So it's usually about am I right in saying
like a 6 to 8
window?
Yeah. It's like you have like a 6 to 8 hour eating window, depending on how you want to work. Whether you're meant to, like, the shorter the window, the more benefits you have, but you need to consume the calories in that window.
Yeah. And so say 16 hours of fasting. That's what you're trying to aim for usually for intermittent fasting. What's your experience with it whenever you tried it?
I've done it before, and I stuck to it for about 6 months, I'd say. And
6 months, Jesus.
I never ate breakfast anyway. I was never hungry in the morning. I'd always wake up, go train, and I'd train on an empty stomach. And I preferred training that way. That was just the way that I did. So I'd stop eating it. This is the point that I wanted to lose weight as well. So it is a great tool to create a calorie deficit. And I know this is what James Smith would say, but it's like you need a calorie deficit if you're going to lose weight. The other benefit, like in intermittent fasting, because you are restricting yourself to say, like, okay, after 8, I'm only going to drink water, and then I'm not going to eat in the morning. You are creating more time where you're not eating. So within that window, your chances of actually eating the amount of calories to put you into a surplus to put on weight is a lot slimmer, because you've got less time to actually eat. But
what about your energy levels when you were in this diet? Speak about that, because that's the thing that I think most people who are more performing people, like who are active, I think if they want to do intermittent fasting, would that affect their like energy levels?
Yeah, well, like the whole bit what I bought into it was when I was told about the survival mode. And like when it comes to energy, it's like obviously if you feel like your body's in survival mode, you are going to be lacking energy. But I just found the fact that I wasn't eating in the morning meant that by like 4 or 5 o'clock, I was getting this really like dip of energy. And I felt like when I got to this period of the day, like 2 hours, maybe 4 to 6, 5 to 7-ish, I was just like super tired and super drained. And
I think that is that it's facts that your digestive system, you take away 4 hours to digest usually, 4 to 6 hours to digest. So if you're eating something at 8 o'clock at night and you're not eating anything until the next morning, like next afternoon, you're surely going to be depleted of energy, like for sure. Especially say if you didn't have enough carbs or something the day before, like your energy levels are going to be low, which I don't think for a performance athlete it should be done. In my opinion, and even for someone who's trying to put on muscle mass or a bodybuilder, like they shouldn't even be thinking about intermittent fasting for sure. No, if you're trying to lose some weight and if you're not a performance athlete, then absolutely give it a go. But any other reasons from that, especially for muscle growth, like there's very limited resources to say it's more.
Calories are always going to be calories, and obviously if you want to grow muscle, you're going to need more calories than what you're burning day to day because you need to add the extra calories to put on the muscle. But if you are eating in a more condensed window, then the food that you are eating, you are not going to be able to absorb as much nutrients from because your body's going to be constantly digesting and churning it through. So that's why small and regular is a lot better for people who are wanting to put on weight. So having this is like obviously to people's lifestyles and not a lot of people can do it, but if you wanted the optimum way, it would probably be like having 6 to 8 meals a day of just small chunks of every so often, so you can continuously be digesting and getting all the nutrients and all the like different things from the foods that you're eating, rather than say eating
60. It's a bit excessive, I'd say.
Yeah, I know, but it's like that's what I mean, just small and regular. But some of the top bodybuilders will do that, and
bodybuilders for sure. But I think they're the ones that are trying to cram in as much calories as they possibly can. And it's all bullshit. Like I'm going to demyth a few things, like people saying about your body can only take 40 or 50 grams of protein every 4 hours, which is complete bullshit. That's been proven wrong. So anyone who's told you that, talk shit. Another thing for fasting, everyone thinks like whenever like they can't do it, if they think in the mornings like, oh, my belly tells me to eat, like that's also bullshit. So that feeling of your hunger that you need to try to satisfy is a hormone in your stomach that is your survival mode technically, where it's telling you to eat if you're fucking retarded or something. I don't know. That's just a hormone that lasts approximately 1 hour. So if you fight that for 1 hour, that will go, and it's mad. I didn't know that until I read up about it before, and I tried it, and it just vanishes like as it is. If you were a kid, going back to ancestral like sapiens, like if you didn't go out in the hunt and you had nothing to eat that day, you would have to just fucking bear it and just fast for 24 hours maybe until you get something to eat the next day and you go out for a hunt again. Like it's just your natural sapien body doing its survival mode, which I think that's why fasting is done by a lot of people more in the nature of things. Like say, I know I have heard of people fasting for longer. Have you ever experienced fasting for longer than 24 hours or 48?
No, I like food.
I've heard of that. It's quite euphoric. People fast for like maybe 48 hours, and that's when you start to feel the detox sort of phases.
I was talking to someone on Clubhouse that was saying that they've detoxed from food for 30 days, and
that's definitely a load of shit.
Yeah, well, obviously, like not like drank.
David Blaine done it. David Blaine done it for 24 days. I wasn't on it, and that was like the most ever.
Yeah, I know. Well, it probably would. I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying that he said it, and he was saying that same thing of that it's kind of like euphoric kind of feeling of almost like when you get into the mode in meditation, you feel like that all the time kind of thing.
But again, if you go back to ancestral times, sapiens, there's no reason like that the fucking caveman did it for choice. Like no one done that out of choice. They've done it out of necessity. So I don't know why people would do it now out of detox, because I don't believe it detoxes your body. I don't know the science about it. I'd have to do a bit of research into it, but I don't believe it does.
One of my business partners is a nutritionist, and he was telling me that all this shit about the foods that you eat can detox you and whatnot, and these detox drinks and whatnot that you have out there, it's a lot of bollocks. Like, what detox you is you sweat, so your skin detoxes you and your liver detoxes you. And like, these are the things, yes, you need to feed it the right things so that your liver can function best, but these are the foods that you eat do not detox you. If you have a shit diet and you have this detox shake, that's not going to help.
Yeah.
It's like you need to exercise to sweat, and you need to make sure your liver functions good. And that's what's fun. It's same with like alcohol. When people drink alcohol and they get like liver failure and that kind of thing, it's because they're asking their liver to do so much detoxing from all the shit that they're putting in the body that it starts to get overworked and stressed from it. But
take its toll. Yeah, but people fast in religions as well. Obviously Ramadan as well. Whenever I lived in Saudi, there was a lot. Like, I was over there for 2 Ramadans, and that was bonkers. Like, so what they did is they can only eat whenever the sun goes down. So whenever it's dark, they can eat. But in Saudi, the dark nights are a bit longer, I believe. So they have more time to. No, sorry. How am I saying this wrong? Sorry, they can eat in the dark. So the light, they can't eat in the light. So whenever they go in the UK, so Muslims in the UK get a fucking hard time, because I'm sure in May, I think it's May or June, the long nights, so the days are very, very short. So they sometimes only get like 6 hours to eat during the day, maybe even 4. It's mad, like, and then they have to sleep in that, and they have to do that for a month, and they find a really hard time.
Yeah, because I remember when I went to uni in Bradford, which is very heavily ethnic, and the gym, my gym used to literally say that, we're shutting early, so I used to miss my slot, but we're opening at 1 o'clock in the morning, and just so that, like, obviously the majority of people there that were Asian and Muslim could train.
Yeah, exactly. That's a lot of that happened over there as well. Like, there's a lot of flaking off, and there were so many rules. Like, I'm not dissing any religion or anything. Like, I'm quite interested in a lot of religions. I don't believe in any of them, like, but I'm quite interested. But they find loopholes upon loopholes in that religion for, see, the Ramadan and stuff. So there's a criteria. So if you're doing your fasting, your Ramadan, and when you're traveling, it says it's in the Quran, when you're traveling, you're allowed to eat because it's necessity. You need to eat when you're traveling. So whenever they're getting their cars to go home from work, they're fucking munching away, like, because it's technically traveling. So if it's in the Quran, they could do it. You know what I mean? And on planes and all, if they've got travel to Dubai or whatever they got there, they can eat in the plane because it's traveling. What's another one? The diet. So it's quite heavily diabetic in Saudi because they eat a lot of sugar because they're that sort of inclined. But it's quite the biggest diabetic nation in the world. I could be wrong there, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. So if you have diabetes, it's a health hazard if you fast. So diabetics are allowed to eat. Strange. Yeah. It's all a bit flaky, like, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, another fun fact about Saudi Arabia being the most diabetic country in the world, they also have the biggest pig farm, because insulin comes from pigs, and they have the largest pig farms in the world, even though it's against their religion to have anything to do with pigs.
Ooh.
Mad, isn't it?
Drop the mic. That's cool. It's interesting to hear that kind of concept of it, and you say it's sometimes good to expand your knowledge about the different religions and how the people live with it. But when it comes,
linking it to intermittent fasting was a bit of a rabbit hole. But there is people who do it for religion as well as for their health. But to answer Marcus, I know he's a pretty lean guy, and he's always been lean, trying to get put on weight. And for him, intermittent fasting, you can sack that off, mate. You just eat all the calories and enjoy your food and breakfast.
Yeah, I think the main thing to ever think about with this, and it potentially will sound like what James Smith says, is that unless you are in the 5%, being in, like, you are the top 5% of whatever sport you are doing, then just eat the foods what's going to fuel you, and eat it when you can eat it, and just fit it into your routine. Unless you're in that top 5% where the times that you eat your food actually matters, then don't worry about it. Like, if you want to be in a calorie deficit and you want to lose weight and you want to try intermittent fasting because you think having them restrictions will help you lose weight, absolutely fine, go for it. But if you're wanting to put on weight, just eat the food. You just get the calories in. Just make sure you're getting enough protein. Don't worry about when it is that you're actually getting it and like the times that you're getting it. Just make sure that you are, and then you're gonna see the most benefits from it. And a lot of people like say all these kind of intermittent fasting and these different things here are all about people wanting to get there quicker. And at the end of the day, if you are skinnier and you want to put on weight, if you continuously keep yourself in that calorie surplus, eat plenty of protein, train hard, continuously, so sustainably and continuously, you will get to.
Don't be vegan.
Mate, you just need to learn about it. It's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm enjoying it, mate. I'm enjoying it.
And we're messing. I just like triggering you. I like triggering.
Fucking what? What did you say?
But yeah, that's a better pill to swallow. Is I know. Was it bacon? Intermittent fasting is a better pill to swallow. Does it work? Does it not? Who gives a fuck? Different goals, different diets.
Exactly.
We should just do a podcast just on diets one day, just to trigger as many people as we can. Breaking
fucking myths down. I'll tell you something about swimming world.
Doesn't fucking work. Did you? My mom still does all that stuff. Oh fuck!
The fact
it does my head in.
Not gonna go into this, but just leave you on one thing that an avocado is unhealthier than a dark fruit strongbow in swimming world. An avocado is more unhealthy than a dark fruit strongbow due to
it does my head in. Like, I don't know about your mom, but my mom is the epitome of just an old person who doesn't know anything. Well, not know anything, but about diets and stuff. And she was telling me how she's done a keto diet before and all this sort of stuff. And like, it just grinds everything inside me. She's talking to me. I'm just like, don't say anything, don't say anything, don't say anything. And I fucking just come and say, you're talking shit.
Well, I'm gonna give you a quick look at this. Sorry if you're listening and you're not on podcast. My mum bought I've seen on TV exercise bike.
Oh, teleshopping? Was she teleshopping?
Yeah, something like that. It was a load of. I don't know why she's bought it, but
imagine your son is a physio and a personal trainer, and she buys a fucking sit-down exercise bike.
I know, mate. I'm gonna have to.
Have you had a word?
Yeah, I mean, actually, before she actually built it, I would like send it back now.
To be fair, my family doesn't listen to me. They still think that I'm this young kid who doesn't know anything still, and if I give them advice, they wouldn't fucking listen.
No, my mum and dad recently have seen kind of how the investing stuff's been going, and they've been like, "Can we give you some money? Give you some money, just do it for us."
Yeah, and then you do it, and then you lose all the money.
No, that's what I said no. I said I'll help you and advise you, but I'm not doing it. I'd never manage. I mean, you're not allowed technically, but I would never do it because I feel like it's my responsibility then.
I didn't know so. I would have literally no guilt if I lost someone's money back, and even if I had full intentions to get the money. If I lost their money, I would care. Because they took the choice to trust you with their money. So
yeah,
but I'm a lot more riskier with my money investments than you are, I think.
I don't know. I am risky, but with a smaller percentage of my portfolio rather than.
I'll give you an example. I put 300 quid into a Madagascan graphite plant.
Yeah.
This week or 2 weeks ago.
I put 350 into gold. And not into gold, into silver, and lost 90%.
To be fair, I may have recommended that to you.
You did, yeah.
Terrible.
Oh, mate, I recommend you Neo that goes up like 30%. And you recommend me.
Oh, fuck. That was hilarious. I felt awful because I said to him, I was like, right, here, we get into this because this is the same one that the GameStop ones went into, and they're going into silver next. Trust me, we'll go into it. And I was like, I'm going to free up some of my money in the stocks, then I'm going to go into it. And he goes, I've got some free cash. I've got some free stuff here. I'll put it in now. and then you don't do it. All my stocks went down, so I couldn't afford to fucking get any money in it. And then you had money in it, and I didn't, and then ended up losing loads. Oh. I felt awful, but
no, I've done some the other way though. Like I invested in a company called Workhorse, and that went up 77%, which was a nice come up for that. So
it makes you think, oh, we should put more in that.
Yeah, no, yeah. But, yeah, definitely.
We'll stop getting back into stocks. We'll move on.
Stocks podcast.
The other states that I completely fucking forgot. What's the?
We're gonna go into put in the bin. Put in the bin.
Put in the bin. Oh, I've got a cracker this week. Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day.
Because not Valentine's Day, but how people spend their Valentine's Day. Yeah, just how people spend their holiday, their Valentine's Day. It's just it baffles me. I think it's for young relationships who are only 2 or 3 months old that they can enjoy it. But see people who actually been out, like I don't know about you, but last year's Valentine's Day I'm sure was a bit more upbeat than this year's.
Oh yeah, of course it was. Yeah,
well, big pet hate of mine is people going over and above to fucking spend a fortune on their other half for Valentine's Day, like going up above their means as well. Like say if I've heard of people going into debt and all from getting a credit card debt just to get their fucking missus a bloody, I don't know, Michael Kors bag or something. Is that people still buy that? I don't know. Yeah. But oh fuck, it's such a pet hate of mine. Like it takes more of a relationship to be able to say to your missus, here, I'm a bit strapped for cash at the minute. Can I get you a wee card, or can we do a wee rain check and we'll go out for dinner or something? Yeah. Well, and like it just baffles me. Like
I hate cards in general. Cards for anything, I think it's the most pointless thing ever. Like, don't send me a fucking cards. I'd rather you send me a text on the actual day, show me that you've actually remembered, than send me a card.
Yeah. And yeah. I see where you're coming from.
And like
it's such a vegan thing to say.
Well, this has been my entire when I ate meat, I was still saying this fucking shit about cards. I hate.
To be fair, you do notice that. Say if your birthday card and you look the next day, you see all these cards in your hearth, you're like, what is the point? These are all just going to get binned.
Yeah.
My mum actually used to cut them out and use them as Christmas labels.
Yeah, especially when you're like to Adam from so and so. I'm like, what the fucking point?
Yeah, 4 words. Yeah.
I think on Valentine's Day, I think if you really want to do it right, it should be like gestures. Like it should be something that's really thoughtful, not like materialistic. Like
Alice, especially what you're both into.
Yeah, Alice did me a watercolor painting, and like I have this thing at the minute of she loves a painting and she's so passionate about a painting, and I'm like your passion for things like that and this passion for the thing that you're doing is what I find most attractive about you. Is like when someone's passionate about something that they love, I think that's absolutely awesome. So her doing me something that shows me that she's doing her passion is like a perfect gift for me in a sense. So that was really awesome.
You're so fucking cute, Adam.
Jesus.
Right. You won't be saying the same thing off camera, I bet you.
I fucking painted. Oh man, I love it. I think it's class.
You beat me. Like I got hell. We're going to go snowboarding, and then they cancelled. So I got a big fat nothing. We're supposed to go.
That text conversation that we had. I don't know if you want to.
What?
The one day before Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah. Oh, fuck. she'll be listening to this, so we'll not say that. she'll be in my ear, I bet you, as soon as she does. What are you saying? Huh? Bet you. No, I booked on the few days before. We're going to go snowboarding the weekend after, which I think is a good Valentine's present. We'll both chip in, get a trip. It's a great idea for a Valentine's gift.
Definitely what you want to be doing.
I think it's the best one. But yeah, and then Monday they put new restrictions on that closed all resorts again. So we done nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Do you get your money back at least?
Yeah, I was lucky to get my money back. I think it was a day within the cancellation fees. Okay. And also, speaking of cancellations, my fucking Hawaii holiday got cancelled too.
Oh really?
So another thing we bought together to go travel into Hawaii in Easter got cancelled. But I sort of seen it coming, to be fair.
Yeah.
But it's not a good day for good year for travel, that's for sure.
No. Just buy some travel stocks instead and watch that go up.
That's what I've done. See what I've thought about. So if I put money in the Royal Caribbean, so if I make enough money from Royal Caribbean, it's enough to buy a cruise.
Yeah.
It basically Royal Caribbean is giving me a cruise.
Yeah, definitely. Can't be that.
That'd be cool. Like I think that'd be pretty cool. And you just go to everyone who work on the boat. It's like, hey, cheers for the trip, bro. Yeah. Like, go to the captains. Cheers, buddy. Cheers, made it myself.
Yeah. No, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but I think trips are definitely the best Valentine's present. And stop spending loads of money on your partner if you don't have it. See their credit card, put it in your pocket. Yeah. Stop it.
No, it's so crazy that. And I think I just don't like all the commercial holidays. Like I like, obviously it's Mother's Day. Mother's Day. Is Mother's Day just been or is it about to come?
Oh fuck.
That might be. So there's like Mother's Day, there's Father's Day, there's Valentine's Day, then there's Easter, and then there's probably like May Day or something that someone somewhere is expecting a present, and then fucking all these other like holidays and shit that it's like these is just like consumerism, I think is the word of like people just like retail companies and stuff just trying to sell you shit.
We talked about this before, like for the podcast there, and I only noticed this when I started Hybrid Academy. Whenever I'm looking at these holidays, thinking, "Oh, this is potential to launch something. Someone will buy." Like, "Oh, St. Paddy's Day is going up." Yeah, I am that cunt. So stop slabbering about me. But I've actually literally got a calendar right in front of me here that has all these dates on it, all these holidays.
Not Mother's Day.
No, fuck. Definitely isn't Mother's Day on this. That's why I'm so good. When am I going to get her? I don't know.
But so onto so for me, I've had an experience today, a nice story that I'm going to tell. But I want to put the general public in the bin today. After what I've gone through. So it'll make sense in a second. So today I decided to go on a 5K run, which turned into a 10K run, all around kind of the local park area and stuff. It was a really nice run. I was really pleased with myself. I just got back to the car after the run and I started driving home. And as I was driving home, I saw a dog on its own just run out onto the main road and started bolting it up the street. So all these cars, all these people were just going past this dog, obviously no owner with it or anything, no one around like looking after it. So I turned my car around and went to try and get the dog and catch the dog because I see it have a collar on, so it's someone's dog that's obviously escaped. And basically I ran up the street. So me and Alice were together. I jumped out of Alice's car to run after the dog up the street. My phone was playing the music, so I left my phone in the car. And I started running the dog. The dog took a side route, which Alice couldn't come down. I didn't think about it.
I must have had Google Maps. It must have had Google Maps, like.
No, I know it was like it was a side street that she couldn't go down, like a ginnel, an alleyway. And I went down after the dog, not thinking about, Alice doesn't have a clue where I'm going. So I don't have my phone. And anyway, so I ended up following this dog for about maybe like 2.5 kilometers, because as soon as I got close to it, it'd get a bit like scared and it'd run off again. So literally for about 15, 20 minutes, I'm literally getting close to this dog, it running off, getting close to this dog. I've just run a 10K and I'm running after this dog. And basically I got to a point where I was close to where my house is, and the dog had just shot off, and it shot off into the distance. And I couldn't see it anymore. So the best thing for me to do right now is go get my phone, post about this on Facebook, see if I can get some people in the local area to kind of sort it out and stuff anyway. And so I ran back home then, so about another 0.5 kilometer back home, to call Alice to come pick me up so I could post something about it on Facebook. And anyway, so this is the part where it's like, I really love the general public on social media. In person, I hate them, because when I was running after the dog, the amount of people that I ran past, and I just said to them, can you please grab the dog's collar? Because the dog were running past them. Or can you please help me stop this dog? And they just looked at me, smiled, and let the dog run past them. And I was like, you fucking help me. There were so many people. And there were only one lad, and I really say like this kind of really like trackered up, hood up, kind of chavvy looking kid who actually tried to help me a little bit, but the dog just shot past him anyway and went running off. And anyway,
I quite thought that was hilarious looking.
Yeah, so it's like in person, people were shit, but then when it comes to online, I put this post up onto Facebook and it got shared over 200 times within an hour.
Oh shit.
So I put it onto a local area Facebook group, and then it literally got shared around loads. and that were where people were awesome. And the dog got found. It got taken to its owner, and we found out.
How did you get a picture of the dog if it kept running away?
So I got the one that I posted on my Instagram. It wasn't a picture of the dog. It was a picture of a dog that looked like a dog that it looked like. Google it? I just Googled small German Shepherd dogs, and that's what came up. The dog looks like this, but it's got a thingy collar on it, a red collar on it. But anyway, that's like
you'd feel awful. You'd feel awful if it got hit by a car or anything like.
No, well, that's what
you'd feel almost responsible because you were chasing it. Know what I mean? So you sort of like once you started chasing, you couldn't stop.
Yeah, well, it went onto this field that was apparently close to where it lives, where the dog lives, and one of the girls who were in the comment section of the post said, like, I found the dog. It's on this field. A woman who I'm with knows whose dog it is and knows the owner. So they rang the owner, and the owner's response, this is why I'm putting the general public in the bin. The owner's response was, oh, she does that all the time. She'll find her way back home.
Fuck off.
You fucking what? Number one, that is not safe for the dog at all. It has been wandering all over the space. It's done about 10k on its own, wandering up and down streets, onto main roads. Not only have
people like that shouldn't have dogs. Like, they just shouldn't have dogs.
I know. Well, I'm going to report it anyway because I've got the woman's name who owns the dog, and it was
say she beats it too. Just try to get her up.
Well, it was just for me. It was just the fact that the dog was so timid and scared. Like, it might have been a rescue dog, and it might have had a shit past, and she might have rescued it, which had been absolutely awesome.
Maybe you rescued it.
I'm not judging anyone on that, but the response from the owner on the phone was, it gets out all the time. It'll find its way back.
That's actually shocking.
It's not that. It's what if that dog caused an accident, a car accident? Like,
what if the dog dies?
Yeah, I mean, the dog could have got run over, and that'd have been absolutely horrible as it is. But it could have caused someone to swerve out of the way, and they maybe hit someone else or crash the car. And it's not about just your dog going around. It's not like a cat kind of going off and doing its thing. It's
fuck cats. Get that scrubbed. Hate them.
Well, we'll leave cats there. I like cats, man.
I fucking hate. She loves them, like, but I hate them. They're just awful pets.
But yeah, like, I just general public kind of some was good today. Some was really good everyone was virtually good. In person, they're all shit. But all the people virtually that come together to kind of help try and find the dog was really positive and really good. But when I heard that response from, I've just spent like 40 minutes running around trying to find the dog and stop it. And then I've spent the last 3 hours trying to navigate a search over social media. And then, which is awesome. I think the power of social media in that case was so good.
It's class, isn't it? That's pretty cool.
But yeah, I had people ringing me on Facebook Messenger that I've never met before and all this shit. And then, like, finding the dog and getting it back to its owner were absolutely awesome. But then it just made the whole thing so much worse. I'm worried for the dog now. Yeah. I don't know what the owners kind of...
Get another 10k done, find it.
Yes, I know. Well, we were kidding about this is because Alice gave me a car key to put in my pocket when we went on the run. And you know when your pockets fold back on themselves when you're running? So I had it and I couldn't feel it on my thighs. Like, I couldn't feel the key. I was like, oh shit, am I going to have to go run back and try and find this key? But no, it was in my pocket still. But yeah, I was doing that. But yeah, that is the story of the day about how I've rescued a dog and run my first 13k.
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally 13k. My body's going to hate me tomorrow when I'm going to have to get a nice yin yoga done or something, a nice Ron Wad or something done.
Yeah. We'll wrap up there. I don't know how long we've been on this for.
About an hour, I think.
About an hour, yeah. We'll wrap it up there then. Talk about Hybrid Academy, sponsors the podcast as usual. Use NF10 for discount 10% on as much as we can. I can't remember.
Get the best hoodie that you'll ever experience.
Yeah, I've got the concepts on. These are not the same ones because the other ones have like a neck goes up here. But yeah, best hoodies about. And they're also launching the women's stuff, and there's some LB Wednesdays. Yeah, there's new socks up today. So
nice. What new designs? Is it the ones that you showed?
I'm pretty sure we sent you some. Yeah, we might. I think we've got you some coming. Yeah, nice. I think so.
Next podcast will be done like this.
And then the new burgundy tee and all the women's stuff, women's grey crops, women's burgundy crop tops, and there's so much stuff. Get online and buy it all.
Man's been designing.
Yeah, so much more going on. Like the next few months, I can't wait.
Yeah,
new yoga mats. I'm developing a yoga mat.
That's up my street. That I'm looking forward.
And I'm very looking forward to this. It's going to be so unique. It's ridiculous. But yeah, that's down the line. Well, that's a wee sneak peek for the awesome podcast listeners. Yeah. But yeah, we'll call it a day there. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go watch Joe Rogan's podcast with Elon Musk, and then
I can't wait to hear your feedback.
We'll just have a full episode breaking down that.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, next week we've got a good guest actually. But yeah, that's gonna be really good to catch up with him because he's got a very, very cool backstory. But yeah, guys, that's absolutely awesome that we got to chat about all that stuff today. I think it's been like a nice brain dump. A lot of shit I've been thinking about just gone, there you go. You do it to deal with this now. But yeah, no, I'm absolutely loving the podcast. I'm loving the chats we're having. I'm loving the guests that we're getting on. So it's really, really good. Hopefully you guys are all enjoying it too. If you are watching on YouTube, then please subscribe and like the video. That would be awesome. If you can share it on your Instagrams or on your Facebooks, wherever you want to share it, that would be absolutely awesome as well. And if you are on watching on any kind of podcasting platform in itself, any audio-based platform, then please leave a review. And that would be great so we can reach as many people as possible, because normalizing life to us is very important, and there's a lot of stuff going on at the minute that we want to normalize. And yeah, that's everything, guys. So thank you for listening or watching, and we will see you guys next week.
Laters.